What's going on, Jeromes? We're back. Happy Thursday out there. Happy Thirsty Thursday. Thanks for coming along on the live stream. It's always a lot of fun. If you're new to the channel, live stream every single day, every single weekday. We need to clarify because someone was an asshole. Was like, oh, if it's every day, how come we don't stream on Sundays? 11 a.m. Central Time, weekdays, Monday through Friday. We got hour-ish of Vikings content coming at you every single day. It's a lot of fun. Enjoy doing this. Really allows me to explore the space. And it's a good time had by all. So we got some Q&A as well as, all right, so I'm trying to cancel. So my kid signed up for an app on her phone, and it's a game app, and it's like $5 a month, right? So it's not really anything that important, but also it's like she's grown out of the game. So now we're just trying to find out how to unsubscribe from the app, right? And stop that $4.99 a month from just racking up on the Verizon bill. So the app says you have to cancel through Verizon Wireless, but then Verizon Wireless on the website and on the app, we can't find the spot where to cancel it. And every time that we're trying to contact customer support, it's like they give us a runaround. It's like, hello, we would like, you get one of those bots. Hello, we would like to cancel XYZ app, right? And then they're like, if you would like to cancel the pre-release of the new iPhone 13, or it's like whatever, it's just like, this is how they get you. Because eventually you like give up and then you forget about it. And then that's $4.99 a month, so $5 a month, $60 a year. And then it just goes through. That's how they get you. Yeah. But... enough about me complaining. If you want to support the channel, support independent work, hit that join box down below. Become a monthly or platinum Jerome. Love our regulars who watch the live stream on the regular, as well as all you guys who catch it on demand. Rockstar's a good time. So the schedule release comes out tonight, and the NFL is very good at making content out of nothing. Of course, I respect that because we make content out of nothing every single day, right? So the 3-hour schedule release, that's great. I mean, teams get to release the schedule 6:30 p.m. Central Time. The big show is on at 7. And also, you're seeing leaks, come out and whatnot. Like, there's even social media accounts dedicated to the NFL schedule release leaks, where it's like, okay, that's like the least amount of cool insider information. Like, you're not fully going deep throat Woodward and Bernstein, right? It's like, it's something that we're all gonna know for sure in 7.5 hours. Okay, but I know when the Vikings play the Jaguars, it's week 13. Right. It's like the Jeromes who tipped the picks for the NFL draft. It's like, the Falcons in the 6th round are selecting player XYZ. Cyrus McButtcheese. Yeah, from Texas A&M. Great. You got it 5 seconds before they just announced it on the scroll. Congratulations. You just really, really good work there. Yeah, it's good times. But Q&A. Ethan Moon, been watching since week 2 of the 2017 season. Do you think the 2021 season will be better than our 2017 season? I want to say, yeah, for sure. Mainly because we're always optimistic. That 2017 season, though, that was something else. It really was. PFR 2017 Vikings. So, remember week 1, Saints, Monday Night Football. On 9/11, Adrian Peterson returning to Minnesota, U.S. Bank Stadium. Rookie Dalvin Cook putting up, I think, $137 or $127. If only there was some way with one click that we would know for sure. But slinging Sammy Bradford. This game featured some of the greatest throws I've ever seen a Vikings quarterback make. And Sam Bradford, man, that makes you feel so bad about Sam Bradford, is that when he was on, dude just dropped dimes. He was a legit assassin. There's a reason why he was the number 1 overall pick. But then week 2, I mean, Bradford is like, he's kaput. He has ceased to be. Then Case Keenum comes in. And then you string together 8 straight wins in the middle of the season, including the London game, by the way. So that was in. Yeah, I forgot. Everson got hurt on like the last play against the Browns. It's like, why was he even on the field when it was 33-16? All right. That makes sense. But then, yeah, this season was so weird and emotional because remember, Teddy had his leg had socially distanced from his body before the 2016 season. 2017, the question was he on the PUP? Was he not? But he was rostered. And then, he got into the game against the Bengals. And, Case Keenum showing grace and just being a great teammate and a good person, just like cheering him on from the sidelines. It was great. Teddy ended up throwing an interception. Wasn't really his fault, but it was just really cool seeing him just back on the field in general. Man. And close out the season with 3 straight wins. You get the big division win against the Saints, and, Minneapolis Miracle, and then 38-7. I think we all knew. Sad. All right, next up. Do you think Preacher Paul, hauling it for all you. After listening to an interview with Justin Jefferson, I was sure he couldn't be a sneaky deep threat, or am I grasping at straws? He could be. Did play outside a bit in 2018. Is he going to be on the level of Stephon Diggs? I don't know. He is adept at contested catches, which is nice. Could it be a spot where it's just how LSU used him, and it's just where he really felt comfortable, just working the slot, working the middle of the field? It's possible, but do I see him just instantly converting to an outside the numbers, 9 route, big go up and get it type receiver? Probably not, but also that's fine. I mean, if the Vikings cater to his strengths and let him do what he do, it'd be great. Max Kallenberg. Have you heard any actual sport reports about Logan Ryan or Everson coming, or is it just your gut feeling? I have heard about Everson, nada about Logan Ryan, because I think Logan Ryan is in a bit of a mini Jadeveon Clowney situation where Logan Ryan still wants that $10 million. Like, he wants to stay in the lifestyle that he has grown accustomed to. That 3-year, $30 million deal with Tennessee. His last season, he did not play like a $10 million year cornerback, so he may be in for a sticker shock. Once he gauges the market. Well, he's been a free agent for a while, so I think the sticker shock is already all up in there. And then Everson, I think it's more like we'll wait and see. Same thing with Josh Klein. But yeah, I wonder if Clowney's even going to play this year, because Jadeveon Clowney has always struck me as a dude who's a full-on mercenary. Like, it really is all about the money. It's whatever. And also, he's still just living off that one play against Michigan. But yeah, all right, so he initially came into this entire process. He wanted $20 million a year. Okay, sure, whatever. And now, I mean, as that money dries up, Seattle's probably off the table. The Raiders are off the table, and there hasn't really been any other serious candidate for Clowney. I mean, will his ego, will his dignitas not allow him to play for less than eight figures a year? So less than $10 million a year? I'm very interested to see what the hell happens with Jadeveon Clowney. Next up, Brandon Hunter. If the Vikings were to do one more big move in free agency, what would it be? Surprise cut, trade, signing, etc. I don't know. Trade for Joe Thuney. Patriots do need some cap space. Other than that, I would say probably signing Logan Ryan would be about it. Like, I don't see them being in the Clowney derby just for the price point as well as the depth on the defensive line. I don't see it. Jackson Bros. All I know is that the Vikings will not lose to a team has a pothead hippie from the 80s as their quarterback. Jaguars. Gardner Minshew. Skull Vikings 33. With the NFL schedule coming out, what's your prediction for opening day game? I say Chiefs at home versus whoever. I think it's already been leaked that it's Houston going to Arrowhead. That'd be a good game. You got Deshaun Watson coming in. David Johnson. And also, this is no knocking against David Johnson. I think he's legit. I think just that he was massively overvalued by the Bill O'Brien regime is just funny to me. Cyberbully 123. If you had to describe players on the team by what kind of dog breed they were, who you got? Man, this one. And I guess Everson would be a Rottweiler because he just gets after it. So your German Shepherd. I think German Shepherd would be Daniil, where super calm, super chill, can be great around kids. I mean, German Shepherds like Rin Tin Tin, like in terms of just being good family dogs, are very loyal, very calm, very very even keeled. I mean that's Daniil. But then I mean once it's on, like once there's a bad dude around, like Daniil just there you go. Well, Mac is gone, so we lost the Chihuahua. Mike Hughes is 5'10". I guess, is he the Chihuahua now? Sure. Guess Harrison a golden retriever? Or is Harrison the sheepdog? the whole wolves and sheep and sheepdogs. I mean, Harrison could be sheepdog. That makes sense. I know who's a mutt, or what is Adam Thielen? Adam Thielen's the golden retriever, just the absolute golden boy. Just the stereotypical family beloved local dog. Yeah, that's him. What would Kirk Cousins be? Kirk Cousins would be, man, I don't know, like a standard poodle where it's like everything is like shaved into like these very intricate like geometrical shapes and stuff. Yeah, either that or he's like one of those purse dogs. I guess that would be a Chihuahua too. Yeah. Next up is Lucas Shane. Favorite Viking of all time and why? Randy Moss. I mean, just because Randy Moss, when I was 12, 13, just like smacked me in the face and just like, this is super freaky. And, we talked about him here before. He was the first guy that I did draft research on. I was like, we got to get the wide receiver for Marshall. He's a stud. We have to get him. Yeah. Preacher Paul. I noticed as I pop around YouTube, there are a few more channels. Sorry, Andy Purple for the win. Still number one. Love our community all the time. So a few other channels. Lots of people are putting out channels, which is cool. I mean, people are in quarantine. People are just making content, and I'm mad at any of it, right? I think it's really cool that a lot of people are getting into the game, which is great. I mean, it just shows the validity of this medium, and it's cool. I mean, the more the merrier. But watch this channel first. That's all. Brandon Herter. Who hurted you? Why did you have Pat Mahomes in a Vikings uniform on yesterday's live stream? So full disclosure, what we do for the live stream artwork is I just randomly look at old art that we have saved from previous videos. I just slap a couple on there and it's just like whatever. Like there's no context or whatever. It's like Sharif Floyd and Chris Carter and then Trevor Lawrence in a Vikings jersey. Yeah, that's gonna be it tomorrow probably. So that one was from a video that we did about what would happen if Taylor Heineke never kicked that door. So the full story here is, so Taylor Heineke, he right before training camp 2016, and the Turners loved Taylor Heineke. They loved him coming out Old Dominion. I think he was rounding into form as a really nice backup quarterback. So he kicks this glass door. He tears tendons in his foot. So he's up on blocks right before training camp. And this was this story broke right when training camp started, right? So he's up on blocks. Teddy Bridgewater looks to build in year 3, looks to become a franchise quarterback. The leg goes. And so what would have been Taylor Heineke's job to lose, where he certainly could have had that, where he was, I believe that was his second year out of Old Dominion. He was either second or third, probably second. But if he had a really good training camp and a nice preseason, and the team had confidence in him as second-year quarterback, as the backup QB2, I mean, they had Sean Hill on the roster, but they probably don't trade for Sam Bradford. So the Sam Bradford trade doesn't go down. The Vikings still retain their 2017 first-round pick, which say Taylor Heineke or Sean Hill started. I mean, they'd probably end up worse than 8-8, which they were in 2016 under Sam Bradford, Slinging Sammy, by the way. And so what they would have ended up with a 14 overall pick at 8-8, but that went to the Eagles that they used on Derek Barnett. And Derek Barnett has been pretty disappointing, except for he had that strip sack on Case Keenum in the NFC title game in 2017, but that we're already going down the rabbit hole. So say the Vikings would have had the number 10 overall pick in 2017. If there was only some way to know who was the number 10 overall pick in the 2017 draft, like if only like there was some possible way to ever know who was taken number 10 overall. Fallen Sam Kenneth said, ow. Yeah. So that's Holmes PNG. So that's why. All right, so that's why we had Pat Mahomes in the Vikings jersey, because of what could have been, man. All right, so where'd it go? All right, so this isn't the one exactly, but all right, Mahomes. Yeah, so I mean, just like, come on. Kermit could have been in purple, babe. Come on, get out of here. All right, so next up, Rohan Kumar. Just want to say I'm loving the daily content. You're making quarantine bearable, bro. I kind of want to see a season prediction video based on your mock schedule, or maybe a video on Rudy. The guy deserves some loves. Hey, Rohan, thank you very much for coming along, man. It's really fun to cranking out this stuff. And yeah, Rudy, respect. I mean, I did not agree with the Rudy extension last year, even though it was a 4-year deal, basically disguised as a 1-year extension. So, I mean, the Vikings could easily get out of Rudy's deal after this season. But, I mean, last year, respect. I mean, I didn't agree with the tactics and contract negotiation. It really was a lot of woe is me. It was really a lot of passive aggressiveness. But also, I mean, that's exactly what you expect when you negotiate through the media, some of these sports contracts. But then drafting Irv Smith in the second round as the heir apparent, was a good soldier, got his extension, and had a career year. He was phenomenal last year. Really helped step up, especially in the middle of the season, big-time catches. When Adam Thielen was out, and of course the game-winning touchdown against the Saints. You can't sleep on that. Everson Griffen. Don't forget to plug the merch so producer Allie doesn't get mad at you. All right, so Teespring down below. You can get the Packers Tears Green Bay Tears mugs. I don't have mine down here. I must have drank from it. And also the Jerome shirts and the Vike Flair. We need a Vike Flair video. Maybe Vike Flair will react to the schedule release. I don't know. Check it down below. Friends at Teespring. There you go. Nick Doroff. Which Minnesota Vikings player would you want a tag team partner for a pro wrestling match against 2 Super Packers of your choosing? I mean, Daniil. Yeah. Daniil's got the reach. He's got the size. He's got the strength. I'd do that. Or I think Michael Pierce would just be a lot of fun. Michael Pierce just seems like a cool dude. Tyler, do you think they put the 4 interconference games at the start of the year because they are the easiest to get rid of if there's no playoff implication if the season gets delayed? Yes. I think it's 100% why they did it. Stanley Maros. Favorite Disney characters / movies while growing up? It's a good question. Let's bring that up. List of Disney movies. A modern day Warner home. All right, so I'm strictly going to go like Disney animated movies. Not going to do live action. Not going to do anything like that. It's the Walt Disney Picture Films. All right, start in the 80s. Oh, maybe not like that 80s. Really, that's it, huh? So animated. So Fox and the Hound. Winnie the Pooh. All right, so A means animated. L means live. H means hybrid. So Tron. Cool. It's the Oliver Company. I mean, the 90s. All right, so everyone liked The Little Mermaid. That was like one of the first real like Disney movies. But then, Rex Heroes Down Under I liked. Beauty and the Beast. Aladdin rocked hard. It did. So I was either 6 or 7. Aladdin was legit. Nightmare Before Christmas was pretty awesome too. Oh, Cool Runnings. Yeah, I'm gonna count that one. I guess the Mighty Ducks for sure are up. I really like Angels in the Outfield. Young Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and you got Tony Danza. He's the pitcher. It's like I felt like it was really unnecessary at the end where they had to kill off Tony Danza. Or it's like, I mean, why? It's like, because at the end you have this amazing movie. It's like, the Angels are actually good before Mike Sosa got there. So it was like, this uplifting movie. Joseph Gordon-Levitt out there, like, we got angels. Shit. Danny Glover's believing. Oh my God. Christopher Lloyd's the angel in there. And then Tony Danza is this pitcher who's washed up has-been, and then all of a sudden he gets a stank back. He gets a stinky Limburger, and then it's like, he's gonna die because he's smoked. So they tried to add some like moralistic twist at the end. It's like, why you gotta kill off Tony Danza? Who's the boss in this situation? Yeah. All right. The Santa Claus. Heavyweights was awesome. Man, Heavyweights was good. It was a Ben Stiller. I think Kenan Thompson was in that movie. It was a good movie. Sure. And then you get into like Toy Story, where you get into like the Pixar era, where every single Pixar movie is good, by the way. Especially, I love that my kids really get into it. So I only like Mulan because of the Szechuan sauce. I'm not gonna lie, from McDonald's. But the daughter really likes Mulan. Actually, she really likes Mulan too, which is just, it's not a good movie. But of course, her being part Asian, it's kind of cool. And plus, the Mulan live action movie is supposed to be coming out, but of course it was delayed because of the Rona. Oh, Fantasia! I will say Fantasia sort of freaked me out as a kid. Like that was not great. Where's Fantasia? Actually, oh, Robin Hood was made in the 70s? 73? I guess. Jungle Book way back in the day. Well, 101 Dalmatians was in the 60s? Wow, I was not aware of that, but also I guess it makes sense. Oh, Lady and the Tramp 55? What? Peter Pan. Oh, Cinderella. Where's Fantasia? Oh, the 40s? Man, Fantasia was not great. It was very creepy. Anyways, all right, so that's Disney. Next up, Abza Abdi. Whatever happened to George Edwards after he left the Vikings? I believe he's in Dallas. I think he's the linebackers coach for the Cowboys. Wiki George Edwards. Yeah, I'm going to miss Taco Bell, man. A senior defensive assistant of the Cowboys. There you go. Next up is Brett Vuvuzelos. Do you think we trade Kirk Cousins or let him play out his contract? Well, I think it really depends on this year because that contract gets very tradable. Well, depends if you want to eat that $42 million in dead cap next year, which could you could cut him, designate him as a post-June 1st release. So, divide that up 21-21. So, I don't know. But also, man, that 2021 cap might be not great for a number of reasons. Vincent Favorite. I'm sure you already get asked this, but what's several movie recommendations during quarantine? So I am the patron saint of bad movies. Like bad movies that are actually good. So I'm going to recommend The A-Team. Liam Neeson, Bradley Cooper. It's like 2015, 2016. It's a phenomenal movie. The Town, Ben Affleck, great flick. Tears of the Sun, Bruce Willis. So it's a Navy SEALs movie, except when you realize that it was originally written to be a sequel, be a Die Hard sequel, it makes a lot of sense. But that's a great movie. The Alamo's phenomenal. Also, if you have like 5 hours to kill, watch Gettysburg. Gettysburg where everyone is in it, by the way. Like everyone who's ever in any sort of Western or historical like 1800s movie. Like Sam Elliott. Who's in that movie? Everyone's in that movie. IMDb. As you see, my plight trying to cancel Verizon stuff. IMDb, Gettysburg. Like Martin Sheen is in it. C. Thomas Howell is in it, I believe. This is a great movie, though. Oh, Tom Berenger, of course. Tom Berenger also played Teddy Roosevelt in the movie The Rough Riders, which I'm a sucker for like those TNT like Saturday afternoon movies because I grew up as a pretty big historical buff. Like my dad was really into history, so it just sort of took. But it was like that was me. Like instead of watching, well, I guess you could watch the Cubs on WGN when the Twins weren't on. But yeah, I was watching these. Stephen Lang. That's the guy I was thinking of. The jabroni from Avatar. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. George Lazenby. What? 007? The guy who took over for Sean Connery. Plays Johnson Pettigrew. Cool. Let's see who else is in there. Oh, of course, Jeff Daniels, the aforementioned Samuel L. C. Thomas Howell. Duh. Man. Billy Campbell. Everyone is in this movie. Ken Burns. What, Ken Burns, the documentarian, just makes a cameo? It's like no big deal. Seriously, everyone is in this movie. It's like, also watch Band of Brothers. Because, it's great. I believe it's on Amazon Prime as well. Plus, everyone is in this movie. Like even playing like cameo roles, because I think people realized that this was going to be monstrous, so they just really wanted to get in there. See, so like some pretty big names. So like Neil McDonough is in there. Michael Fassbender plays a bit role. He plays Sergeant Christensen. See, Kirk Casavato's in there. Now who? Tom Hardy. Yeah, Tom Hardy plays Janovic. I believe he's the guy who dies in like a Jeep crash, like one of the last episodes. Oh, Jimmy Fallon makes a cameo as lieutenant. Colin Hanks makes a cameo as lieutenant who's getting his feet wet. Yeah, anyways. All right, so yeah, watch that. Brian Yaz, what are the odds the Vikings see Andy Dalton when they face off against the Cowboys this season? Well, he'll be on the sideline, so I'll probably be able to see him. If you're watching on the live stream, let us know where you're watching from. We'll give a couple of shout-outs there. Sean Karan, how likely is it the Vikings re-sign Everson Griffen? I think that it's 50-50. Either it happens or it don't. I think that Everson is, if he does play this year, I think it's 90% chance it's going to be the Vikings. But, I mean, that doesn't add in other factors that maybe Everson doesn't even play this year. Should his contract be effective play time for rookies? I think it should be incentive-laden, like number of snaps, statistical plateaus, etc. Stanley Morris. Best college uniforms, not Oregon with their new Unicombi every game, and the best college logos. All right, so. Football. Maybe it's my predisposition to Vikings colors, but I've always liked just the LSU look. I mean, just the clean cut. You got the stripes on the shoulders, and this is just always a classic look. Plus, you very rarely see. Oh, I should probably bring this on the page. You very rarely see them wearing the purple uniforms, which, I mean, they look really good. But LSU. But the LSU, so they do like the Dallas Cowboys thing where they wear white at home, but also obviously wear white on the road for the most of the time. So, I mean, it usually takes the other team being a dick and just the other home team when LSU's on the road to make them wear the purple uniforms. They're like, oh, we're going to wear white, so you have to wear your other uniforms. So it's really cool. But no, I mean, these look tight. I mean, these look really, really good. But I do like the classic forms. So we are predisposed to the classic clean cut uniforms. Like we like we like Alabama, we like Penn State, we like USC, we like even like UCLA to a degree. I always think that just like really nice clean cut. Oh, Josh Freeman in the creamsicle. I don't know why that popped up, but it's funny. Bucks not permitted to wear throwback helmets this season. Oh, bad beat. Yeah. Let's see, best college logo. Best college football logo. And Boise State is pretty good. Let's see. I mean, Miami, the U is pretty good. Let's see what else here. I am partial to the Spartan, MSU Spartan logo, but not like the silhouette. I'm like talking. Where's the big chin dude? Oh yeah. So this guy, I don't know why. This guy's pretty legit. Well, it actually could be, that my high school had a similar logo to this, so maybe that's it. But I don't know. It's pretty cool. I like that it's different. Or actually, where's Georgetown? Even though Georgetown doesn't have, they have a football team except it's like D3. Yeah. Come on, baby. It looks like the Red Dog logo. Actually, where's the Red Dog? Red Dog logo. I guess it's not close. Well, I guess they're both dogs. Sure. Red Dog. So this is the Red Dog. This is the brother who got the GED, and this is the one who went to college. There you go. Next up is Brandon Hunter. If you had to change a Vikings jersey this year and you can't go old style, what would you change them to from ones you've seen? Oh, man. So can't go back to the old style, have to like update them. That's rough. Maybe I'll just make them look like the LSU uniforms. LSU purple uniforms. That's probably what I go with. All right, a couple shout outs here. We got Hanson, St. Paul. Shout out. Logan DeGraff, daily viewer, Rapone, California. Darius Martin, Seattle, Washington. Sean Karan, Crystal Falls, Michigan. Jacob Sly, Iowa City, Iowa. Big Jaleel Johnson fan, I'm sure. Let's hear. Tristan Bailey, Skull from Chicago. Travis from Flake, Minnesota. Mike Benham, Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Rashawn Ivory, Skull from NSP, North St. Paul. What's up? Skull Vikes from Saskatchewan, representing. Kevin Banneker, Philly. Hair fine. Omaha, Nebraska. Home of the Oracle. Warren Buffett. Also home of the College World Series. Ain't happening this year. Next up is Brandon Herner from Scottsdale. What up? Patrick Harris, Cedar Rapids. First time in the live chat. Buckle up, buddy. Juan Mexico Skull from Brooklyn Park. There you go. Rock stars. Thank you guys very much for coming along in the live chat. You are the best. It's awesome. It's really a lot of fun here. So next up is Scholars. What would you think about the Vikings trade for Josh Rosen as backup? Yes. Maybe quarterback future. We won't go that far. But yeah, trade. What is so wrong about having young quarterbacks that you're grooming for the future, even as a starter, even as a quality backup, and if poop hits the fan, like you're not stuck with Sean Mannion, right? Because that's what happened to the Vikings 2016, where after Heineke did the damn thing with the window to the wall, and then he had Sean Hill behind Teddy. I mean, what was the plan? Teddy fortunately went down. Active God, active whatever, and then you had Sean Hill. That's exactly the situation with Sean Mannion. Actually, I like the Sean Hill situation better because at least Sean Hill won a game. Because remember, he started the Week 16 game at Tennessee, the Tajay Sharp debut, where the Vikings had like 2 pick sixes or 2 fumble returns for touchdowns, and Cheryl's had let's bring that one up. BFR Vikings Titans. Oh, also 9-11. So Vikings 25-16, scoring wise. So Kendricks had a 77-yard pick six. Daniel Hunter 24-yard fumble return. No big deal. Was I imagining the punt return stuff? All right. So Cheryl's had. Oh no. Cordero had a 61-yard kick return. That's what I was thinking of. There you go. Man, that's rough. Kevin Byard, he must have been a rookie that game. Terrell Casey, remember him? McCourty when he was still in Tennessee. Carl Klug, Iowa Hawkeye, Pride of Caledonia, Minnesota. What couldn't keep him state? But yeah, just memories. Newman at the height of his powers. Deho before he became Deho. Emmanuel Lemire, he was the de facto starter at that third linebacker spot. Yeah, Sean Hill, slinging Sean Hill, 18-33 for 236. Woo. 19 totes for Adrian. Well, they didn't have a lot of offensive stats because of the 2 big defensive scores, as well as the 61-yard return by Patterson. Got McKinnon, Charles Johnson, Stephon. Yeah, remember 2016. 2016 was interesting because all right, so we got to pull that up because 2016 was still before Thielen became Thielen, Diggs became Diggs. They really stepped up in 2016 season. But the initial wide receiver depth chart. All right, so Thielen, Diggs. It was Jarius Wright and Cordero and Charles Johnson. Wow. And Treadwell was in there too. That was the reason why they drafted Treadwell in the first round, because they're like, well, we don't have anyone. I mean, you have this Thielen undrafted kid from Mankato State, as well as Diggs, a 5th-round pick from last year. What are they going to do? Miles Jerome. Will there be an eventual MLB shortened season this year? Put my money on the Twins to take the division again. Tangent suggest Art, so that one. I don't know. But you would think that if the NFL does come back, that baseball will have some semblance of a season. And I don't know. It's rough because of the weather changing. I mean, do they sequester them in Arizona, which has been an idea bandied about, or Florida? Basically just have spring training at the spring training sites. I mean, maybe. But also, I don't even know if they would go for like a 50-game season. It would be interesting. It would be really fun. It would be like the NBA when they had that 50-game season. Because I think, was it the lockout? But that was just like a barnstorm season. I think that was a lot of fun. Or they may just take a knee and just completely blank the 2020 season, which would be unfortunate. Yeah, it took there to be no baseball to make me miss baseball. Tanner's suggestion, I've been mentioned you betcha on YouTube, make fun of Mr. and Dead spot on. I've not come across that. But we'll put it on the to-do list. Luke Russett of the Russet Potato dynasty. Better D-line 2009. Jared, the Williams Wall, Ray Edwards, or 2018. Joseph Griffith Richards and Hunter. That's close. So Ray Edwards is obviously the weak link in the 09 line. You could sub in Brian Robinson, by the way, which for all intents and purposes, I would. I would give the edge to 09, though, because love Everson, love Linval in his prime, love Sheldon that 1 year. Danielle Hunter, in my book, is going to be a future Hall of Famer if he stays healthy. But that 09 team, Jared Allen should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Kevin Williams should get in the Hall of Fame eventually. So you got two surefire Hall of Famers there, plus Pat Williams is no shrinking violet either. And then if you sub out Ray for B-Rob, yeah, I'm in. Andy Maxfield. So you obviously cook a ton, and I burn water. Why haven't you blessed us with some cooking videos, or a cooking channel would definitely be about it. Well, I forgot about this. So we actually do have some sort of a cooking channel. Let's see here, because we have put a couple of recipes out there, because we did some videos, because I tried the carnivore diet for 69 days, and it was actually really good. But then, I missed carbs, as one tends to do. All right, so yeah, go check out Andy's Less Fat. That's the name of the channel. There you go. We got, it's obviously not as big as ours, but 3.23 subs. All right, sure. There you go. And we did 8 videos. Oh, and then it gives us a weight loss ad. I mean, it's funny. All right, so this is our just very initial. This is before we even got like the DSLR. Like, this is all filmed with an iPhone. And oh my God, yes, we did it, Mama, we did it. We found what is that? What? This is what I should look like after the quarantine. But man. And also, yeah, this is the exact wall that you're seeing behind us now, but before stuff was on it. I mean, it's funny. That's just really, really funny. But yeah, go check that out. In fact, I'm gonna put the link in the live chat. There you go. Yeah, live chat's in. All right, so that's the playlist, and then go subscribe over there too, because maybe we'll put some more content out there. It's pretty fun. Also, I think there's videos of me deadlifting on there. It's kind of cool. There you go. I definitely about. Yeah, producer Alec keeps bugging the shit out of me about doing some sort of cooking content, which, because I cook every day. I just for working and then making all this content and stuff. Where at the end of the day, literally at the end of the day, I just like cooking as more like a therapeutic. Just chopping, cooking, glazing, braising, searing, all that stuff. I mean, it's just sort of like a stress reliever where I listen to my history podcasts or listen to my history books, and then just like zone out, which is great. Brandon, Alabama. Tejas Nieuwenhuis. Groningen, the Netherlands. Skull. There you go. Shout out. Love that. Anyways, just popping in and say, Super Size Me 2, Holy Chicken is free to watch on YouTube, and it was great. That's where he opens a chicken restaurant, isn't it? So it's not so much hey, I'm going to eat McDonald's for 30 days, which the entire time I was watching that, I was just like, man, I really want some McDonald's. All right, so this was him, Morgan Spurlock, opening up a chicken restaurant, right? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we'll check it out. Put it on the list of things to do. Although right now, I'm really excited to just rewatch like X-Men: Days of Futures Past for like the 17,000th time. Brandon Herder, would it be a good idea to trade Kyle Rudolph, clip some cap room? Good idea if we can get rid of him. Well, this was bandied about last year before Rudolph signed his extension, because I believe he was due to count $7.25 million against the cap with zero money dead, because it was on his last year of his previous extension. And I mean, it was like, trade him to New England because they don't have Gronk. So that would have made sense. But now this year, so it would actually cost the Vikings more to move him. So he's got an $8.825 million cap hit, 12 and change dead. So I mean, the Vikings would have to eat that. And yeah, they could prorate it out over a couple of years. If it was June 1st, well, since you trade him, have a June 1st designation. So I don't see it happening. Next up is Andy's evil twin. Oh, that's weird. I know. Tristan, what's your scroll? There. Tristan, what's your favorite position and least favorite position in football? Oh, in football. My favorite is wide receiver and least favorite is cornerback. For like watching or like playing? because I was a wide receiver and cornerback. Least favorite position, kicker. Favorite position, I don't know. There's just something about offensive line that I just really get into. Where obviously wasn't an offensive lineman back in the day, but just the up front, just the techniques, just all the stuff that goes into it. I mean, it really is a thinking man's position. There's so much going on up there, and it's why, I mean, offensive linemen are always touted as the smartest dudes on the team, and they absolutely are. Andy's evil twin. I don't know if I like this. I know you didn't have a dog in this fight, but who did you go for when USC played Texas in the national championship? Vince Young versus Matt Leonard. So that was 06 Rose Bowl, I believe. Sports. Because it was Texas versus USC 2006. So it was a national title game. I believe USC was trying to go for the three-peat. So Matt Leonard came back for his senior year, which should he? Shouldn't have. All right, so USC had Lendell White and was Bush still there? Yeah. All right, so Bush was there. Dwayne Jarrett. I remember Texas had, I think B-Rob was on this team. Pretty sure it was. Selvin Young and Jamal Charles. Young Jamal Charles, what is up? Representing. Limas Swede. I mean, I really thought that Limas Swede was going to be something in the NFL, and then he just was not. He just absolutely was not. How do we? All right, sorry for giving you guys motion sickness right here. That's a Limas Swede. Well, 2006, 46, 801, 12. Senior year when Vince Young. Who took over for Vince Young? Was it Colt McCoy? Yeah, it was Colt McCoy. There you go. Oh, Colt McCoy. Oh, Jordan Shipley. Oh, yeah, this is when Jamal Charles blew up. So the year after that. Chris Agbanaya had a cup of coffee in the NFL. It was quasi-fantasy relevant. So Jordan Shipley. Quan Cosby, I remember him. Good times. But, yeah, this I was rooting for Texas. I was sort of over USC. And see, Vince Young ran for 203 touchdowns. No big deal. Leinart put on a show. I mean, Vince Young definitely put on a show throwing. It was really great. So defense, Michael Huff. Cedric Griffen. Yeah. Actually, Michael Griffen was a Viking too at one point, wasn't he too? So Michael Griffen, Cedric Griffen. Aaron Ross, I thought was legit for a hot second. Arakpo, Brian Robinson. All right, so B-Rob must have been like a really underclassman. No, that was his final year. It was a senior. Oh, wait. So 06 championship. All right. So 05. I get it. I fully understand it. So Arakpo. Yeah, Arakpo, who I keep confused with Sergio Kindle the other day. Really face planted that one. But USC, Frosty Rucker, Keith Rivers, Cedric Ellis, Cushing, Mayaluga. This was Clay Matthews must have just left, right? I think that was it. But man. That's a hell of a game. That may be up there with one of the best college football games ever, pretty easily. I mean, just the back and forth nature. So you go into the fourth quarter, and it's 24-23, and wax. It's good times. Anyways, next up is Pulford Skull. You gave me a good idea with your Aaron. You done messed up Aaron video this morning. Signed Jordy Nelson one time. No. Really make all the Packers upset. Jordy Nelson hasn't been good for like 5 years. Bring Jordy Nelson in to play tight end? Maybe. Stanley Maros. What would be your reaction if Nate Stanley was the next Tom Brady and wins the 6 Super Bowls? I'd be in, obviously. Do you think that Barr and Kendricks are the best linebacker duo in the NFL? I do. Wagner and Wright are legit in Seattle, although they're starting to age out a little bit. I'm trying to think of some other, like, who's paired up with Darius Leonard in Indianapolis? Darius Leonard's really freaking legit. So Keekler retired. Yeah, I would say that they're the best three-down linebacker duo in the NFL. A.J. Barnes. Love you, Andy. My name is Jerome. Whoops. I mean, my birth name is Andy as well. Shout out. What cornerback, if one of our rookie cornerbacks is right? And guard, left or right in free agency if we bring Josh Brown back for sure. So cornerback-wise, Logan Ryan. But at guard, I mean, Jason Peters want to play guard one time. Or Ron Leary is still out there. Kelechi Assembly. I mean, if that shoulder's fine. Mr. Popo, how would you feel if the NFL didn't have divisions and had the top teams make the playoffs? I think divisions are important. They're important for rivalries as well. So if you didn't have divisions, then ostensibly you wouldn't play your division opponents twice. So just a rotating random schedule. Because what? So 16 teams per. So you play 4 teams from the opposing conference, 12. And so then you play 12 of 15 division. I guess it'd be 13 of 15 with the 17 game schedule down the line. Nah. Like I love the rivalries. I love playing the Packers. I love playing the Bears. I love playing the Lions, the lowly Detroit Lions. And yeah, I really don't buy into, well, it sucks that the division winner, it's a home playoff game. They could be 7-9, whereas the wild card team is 11-5. So you knew the rules going in. It's not like they changed things. It wasn't like, oh, you're 11-5. Oh, cool. You have the third best record in the conference. Cool. You're still a wild card because the Giants won the East at 6-10. Right? Everyone knew that going in. And also, like, that's the primary goal for a lot of these teams going in, where you eat an elephant a bite at a time. Yes, it's a week-to-week league, but your number one goal, win the division. Win at home, split it on the road. Win the division, take care of things there. So if they get rid of that, I think it'd be dumb. Jay, so it would be like baseball back in the day, before they had divisions, where it's like, oh, we're trying to win the pennant. That's like, I'm just trying to look that up. So like 1940, so 1940 is a bad example. 1952 baseball. Yeah, so back when there was only X number of teams, so it's like, we're in the league. So there's no divisions, and then there was 8 teams per each one. It's like, oh, we got to win the pennant, see? Before the Twins even became a team. Stupid Sanders and your stupid faces. Next up is Jay Reminger. I really hope Dylan Mitchell makes a roster. Yeah, if he really steps up in year 2, would love to see it. Mark Wills, why is Anthony Barr valuable? This is not a pejorative question. He's very valuable in that he is, he's Mike Zimmer's first draft pick. He basically invented a position for him, playing that strong side off-ball linebacker, and he's really solid in coverage. He is the communicator, wears the green dot, helps get the defense lined up. So he is he's very understated, but he certainly is a leader and important cog of that defense. So when he, like last year, when it looked like it was fait accompli that he was going to go to the Jets, I mean, the Vikings were going to have a real crisis trying to replace him, because on the roster, Gideon, no. Eric Wilson, probably not. And then in the draft, I mean, the draft was a 2 linebacker draft last year, where it was Devin Bush and it was Devin White, and both of them end up going super early. So the Vikings may have been just completely screwed trying to replace Anthony Barr last year. So that's one of those knife edge of history moments where a crisis was averted. Stanley Morris, I really like Anthony Barr. I think he gets a bad rap by a lot of the fans, especially Zimmer's like 2016 comments. Well, he coasts every now and then. Anthony Barr coasts. Yeah. Stanley Morris, Spielberg fan. Favorite film of his, mine's Jurassic Park. Top 5 on my list. I really love Jurassic Park. When I saw it as a kid, I was like, whoa, kick my ass, man. It was a great movie. Plus, the special effects still hold up today, which is so amazing. So I respect Spielberg. He's a great storyteller. Plus, I love that he is a big advocate of practical effects, right? So, I mean, CGI has gotten really good nowadays, but, I mean, the eye knows, right? That's why I was sort of out on Indiana Jones Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, because it went really heavy CGI. Like, I was in on the movie until, all right, so now we have to go down this road. Indiana Jones, Crystal Skull, jungle scene. So I was actually in on the movie, and I didn't mind the plot so much, right? Until they got to the jungle scene where they're chasing, and Shia LaBeouf is, like in between the cars here, and then the swinging monkeys from the trees, and that was out then, because that was fully CGI, whereas like whatever. But man, all right, so IMDb, Steven Spielberg. So I love Jurassic Park. I love Saving Private Ryan. I love Indiana Jones as a kid. I mean, the Indiana Jones movies still hold up. Like, I can't wait until my son or daughter get to that age where it's like, I wasn't really in on E.T. Oh, he's the guy that produced. Oh, Animaniacs is back? Shit. All right, so let's go all the way back. Oh, he was the executive producer of Taken. All right, can we just get directorial credits? Can we just do that? Show by director. Yeah. All right, so now all the way back. All right, so Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, for sure. Oh, Jaws? Hell yeah, Jaws. Indiana Jones' Last Crusade. Empire of the Sun, I think, was an underrated movie. No, that was Christian Bale, right? Yeah, Christian Bale. Christian Bale and John Malkovich. Shit. All right. Schindler's List was... It's a tough watch, but also very good, very important. Oh, Hook. God, Hook was such a great movie. Roofy. Oh. Yeah, we showed Hook to my 4-year-old daughter. She was like, whatever. That is a long-ass movie. It really takes a while to get into it, which, you know. Catch Me If You Can is really good. Oh, he directed Minority Report? That Minority Report is a really good underrated movie. And also, it leads into my theory that there has never been a bad Tom Cruise movie. Just think about it. Like, did you ever watch a Tom Cruise movie? Maybe Magnolia, where you watched it, or if it came out of the theater, it was like, I was not entertained. That was not worth my $8 or $12, wherever, $15 if you're in California. Maybe Eyes Wide Shut. Let's see here. Yeah, that's about it. Ready Player One. All right. Next up. Head coach, have you ever had cow tongue tacos? They're amazing. Yeah. La lengua. It really is one of the more underappreciated, underutilized cuts of meat. Also, it's really cheap. And plus, like if you're a hunter, definitely get that tongue, say from a deer, elk, whatever you want, especially buffalo, where buffalo is basically like cow tongue. I mean, it's just really, really good. Braise that thing down and just, it's good. Eric Normal. And all the people's like, oh, it's weird to eat a cow's tongue. You're eating a cow's ass, man. Like, you're eating the cow's meat around the ribs. And where do you think ground beef comes from? Hinter parts unknown. Yeah. Eric Normal. All right, so you got asabuco. You got a nice beef shank, or you got a nice lamb shank. It's like you're eating the leg of an animal, right? And it's actually very very disrespectful to the animal that gave his life for your sustenance, that you don't utilize every single part. Like, the Native Americans got that part right, for sure, about honoring the animal. Get out of here. Anyways, yes, tongue tacos. Eric Normal, do you eventually see Gary Kubiak as Vikings next head coach? Man, if things start off very, very not great, I think that it could be Kubiak elevated. I think that's a logical step. Pulford, especially if the defense struggles again, but the offense is starting to click. Pulford Skull. If 2016 happened again, Kirk was abducted by aliens, who would you want to sign quarterback and why? I would say Cam. Yeah, probably Cam Newton. Kyle Sluter would be fun. It'd be hilarious. See, Gary Kubiak. Oh, we trade for Matt Schaub. I mean, Kubiak has experience with Schaub. Who was on? It was Simeon and Sluter. I was trying to think of who his like understudy quarterbacks were in Denver. Screw that. Or, you know what? Jay Cutler. So how old is Cutler? He's got a lot of free time on his hands now. So Jay Cutler is 37. So he's a year older than Aaron Rodgers. Hasn't played since 2017. Came back for 1 year with the Dolphins for like $10 million. It was actually pretty good. Oh, he only made one Pro Bowl. That sort of makes sense. But I mean, Jay Cutler's a tough dude. He ran the option at Vanderbilt. So honestly, just for the sheer entertainment factor, just for sheer YOLO Jay Cutler, because again, consciously uncoupling from his wife, socially distancing from Laguna Beach or whatever show she was on. He's going to come in. He's going to sling it. That would be fun. Oh, God, they should sign Jay Cutler. I mean, even if Cousins is healthy, just sign Cutler to be a backup. Like, sir, there's no smoking in TCO Performance Center Bar and Grill. What kind of establishment is this? Abs Abdi. One of the biggest reasons why our defense is going to be dangerous is because of the presence and assistance of Dom Capers. Thoughts? Abdi, is Golden Tate too old to trade for? Yes. Yes, he is. B. Woodall, we'll give your predictions for the division winners for this upcoming season. All right, so we'll go directional. No, we'll go directional. Actually, no. Directional. There you go. Starting the AFC, I think that the Bills will win that one. Bills win the AFC East. Browns win the AFC North. Bring it. The Titans win the AFC South. Chiefs win the AFC West. East for the NFC. I think the Cowboys win again. Vikings obviously win the North. Panthers win the South. And then the West, I got the Niners again. There you go. Brandon Herter. What do you think is the most boomer bust pick we had in this year's draft? Could you say Jefferson is up there? Maybe Jefferson, just because he was the highest pick, so it's going to be the most pressure. Also, replacing Diggs, even though he's not replacing Diggs, different type of skill set. I think there will be that added pressure from the fans as well. I think DJ want him potentially. I love his play strength. I think he certainly has nice agility and speed on the outside, but isn't a world beater. Like, you're not going to confuse him with Daniil Hunter anytime soon. But I could see him following the Hunter path in a couple years, or just becoming like a Scott Crichton, who was also a force edge player back in the day. Kubiak compared to Justin Jefferson and Michael Thomas. Thoughts? That's high praise. If he turned out to be Michael Thomas, that'd be awesome. I do think that he brings a different skill set than Michael Thomas. But of course, Kubiak's gonna back up his guy. But that's really, really high praise. If Justin Jefferson becomes a fraction of the player Michael Thomas is, the Vikings picked a really good guy. Jacob Sly. Do you think there's any actual reason why Kirk randomly seems to struggle? It's not just it's a primetime game or a team against a win record. Is there just common defense scheme or something like that he seems to struggle against? Well, any team that can get quick pressure on him, especially quick interior pressure, you see him struggle there. But of course, most quarterbacks can struggle with that, as well as teams that were wise enough after a couple weeks to be like, hey, he is really good on play action, especially boot play action. So we're going to make sure that our edge rushers, our defensive ends, stay at home and completely cut out those bootleg lanes. So once teams started taking away the bootleg action, I mean, it really hemmed him into the pocket, and that's where sometimes he sees ghosts. It's where sometimes that there's going to be problems. Brent Hurd, congrats on 25. Love channel. Love you, man. Jake Tobin. Where does Trey Lance land if he leaves next year or 2022? I think Trey Lance should just go back for his senior year. Like 2 years of full-on FCS dominance, undefeated, never thrown an interception, 9,000 touchdowns. But yeah, if Trey Lance has another big year like he did this year, and now the NFL being more accepting of dual threat quarterbacks, he may go ahead of Justin Fields. I don't know if he will F with Trevor Lawrence, because I think Trevor Lawrence, just as a pure pocket passer, is a stud. He is amazing. He is a really polished, ready to go NFL quarterback. But he certainly could push his way into the top 10 conversation just because of the quarterback tax. But yeah, it's like Johnny Manziel. So Manziel came out as a redshirt sophomore, so he technically still had 2 more years of eligibility. He should have just stayed in college. Right? He's a big man on campus. He's like, whatever, just to own the libs. Just do it. It would have been funny. DW, if Zimmer gets fired, and then Kubiak is, yes, he does. Or does he stay away from job due to health? Well, Zimmer can't stay away from the job due to health, but I mean, Kubiak as well. When he became a visor, it was because he wanted to stay involved, but he didn't want the full-on stress of being like a day in, day out coach. But now he's the OC. So, I mean, next logical step being the head coach. Because also, what if the carrot dangling from him is like, hey, you become head coach. Your son, Clint Kubiak, is currently the Vikings quarterbacks coach. Now he becomes the offensive coordinator. Things we do for our kids. Skull Vikes. In 2023, when Kirk was a free agent along with other notable contracts ending, who would you want the Vikings to sign as a quarterback in 2023? Of course, so 2023, it's 4 years removed. 2019, Kyler Murray. All right, who are the other 2019 quarterbacks? Wiki. Oh, 2019 draft. All right, so 2019, 2020, 21, 22, so 23. So 4 years removed. So rookie deal expired. They're on the market. Not Daniel Jones. Hell, maybe Haskins will be a Viking before that. See, Drew Lock, no. Will Greer, no. Ryan Finley, no. Jarrett Stidham. Jarrett Stidham will have 3 Super Bowl wins by that time. Easton Stick. Is he still on a roster? Easton Stick apparently stuck in L.A. It's kind of cool. Gardner Minshew. Maybe Minshew. Yeah, bring him on. I don't even care. Trace McSorley. They still have him at quarterback, or they work him out as like a Taysom Hill. I don't know. I really like McSorley coming into the draft. I just like the feisty competitiveness. I also like David Blau because I remember reading about his high school recruitment. He's just like a true leader, a kid that just had it. But then I saw him play, so maybe not so much. So we got a couple more. Colby Howley. Hey, big fan. Keep up the good work. So offensive line, big topic, but I'm not worried at all. Sit Cleveland for a year, use them as a swing tackle. How realistic would that scenario be? Well, I think it's something that they're trending towards. And also, if the Vikings say there's no training camp or OTAs, I mean, we just did a video on this. I think it's possible that Pat Elflein is your starting left guard just for sheer continuity purposes because there's no training camp. There's no time for young players to make an impression. So if that happens, Riley Reef at left tackle, Drew Samia at right guard, or Oli Udoh, and then Ezra Cleveland as your backup swing tackle. I mean, basically it's what they did in LA with Trey Pipkins and Russell Okung this year, as well as in Philly. So our guy, Andre Dillard from Washington State, a guy that we liked in the draft last year, picked him up in the first round, I think 21 overall. It was in the 20s. That was after the Vikings. But then had a year of Jason Peters, had a year of Lane Johnson, then sat him, and now he's going to be the left tackle of the future for the Eagles. Aaron Rodgers, BFF and lover. Which team has the worst slogan? I said the Bengals and Titans. Houday and Tighten Up. Dumb. Yeah, Tighten Up is pretty. Tighten Up seems very dumb and forced. I don't like the ones that were come up by like the marketing team or PR team. It's like, oh, we have to think we have to think of something cool and quirky just to justify our salaries and blah blah blah. I just like the ones that sort of come out naturally. Right, the Jaguars Duval, because of Duval County. I like that one. Or ones I didn't even think of, like So the Houston Oilers had a great one called Love You Blue. That one was great. Or I even know like the Steelers, like Here We Go. Here we go, Steelers. Yeah. Trying to think. Yeah, I actually like the Bengals one, like Houday, or it's way less annoying than Who Dat. Also, all right, so I learned this from Dan Patrick. Houday beer, because he grew up in like the Cincinnati area, and they actually made Houday beer. So just a play off of the Houday slogan. They actually made Houday beer, which is just hilarious. It's like, it's like a way cooler version. It's like, we have the Skull coffee. No, I want Skull beer, or I want Skull. What do the Vikings drink? Or what's the name of that Norwegian liquor? Lagavulin? Aquavit. Aquavit. There you go. Close enough. Even though I was raised Norwegian, I could never spell Norwegian on the first time. I always put in like an extra I or something. So that's that. Last one is, who is the better pass Vikings alignment, Hutch or McDaniel? Skull. I'll say Randall McDaniel, but by a nose. It is super, super close, and I would bring both of them back right now. All right, so that's it. That is the live stream for today. We'll be back tomorrow, breaking down the actual roster. Schedule, release. Nailed it. If you want to support the work, hit that join box, become a monthly platinum Jerome, as well as shop on our Teespring store, get the mugs, the Green Bay Tears mugs. That's great. Get the Jerome shirts, do all that stuff up. Love you guys. Love the live chat. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time. Skull, production value.